your chest looks bigger, your biceps look bigger, your shoulders look bigger, and your waist looks smaller. The posing trunks, the little kind of my first bodybuilding competition, I used Speedos like an idiot. But there are special posing suits that you could buy. A friend of mine, Lorenzo Reynega, he actually gave me his the posing suits that he makes, and they're amazing because they are big in the right places and smaller in other places as to accentuate the natural curvature of the body, and show the natural cuts of certain muscles so that you could see it. And there's a specific way of wearing the posing suit and posing, and your color kind of comes into it too. So, your tanning, your spray tanning, your oil, all these things kind of come together for one day, and the last day of your diet is super important, where you're carb loading and you make sure that your body fills up the right way, and it's like a balloon. If you're eating like sweet potato, some people use sweet potato to fill up, right? To use carbohydrates to fill up their muscles, and some people use like rice, and everything affects the body differently. So with all these variables, it's tough to figure out how to look the best in this one moment. You're only going to be up there for maybe at the most 10 minutes, so you have to pump up your body, do some bicep curls and some push-ups, and make sure that the 10 minutes that you're on stage, you look the best that you have in all your training, and it's a tough thing, like go without carbs for a month, and then try to dehydrate your body, right? Don't drink some water, carb load the last minute, and try not to cramp up on stage, while you're flexing to the hardest amount that you could possibly flex, and get as tight as you possibly can. And it's a difficult thing, it's one reason why I love bodybuilding. It has nothing to do with, I love having a six-pack or, really cut up legs and being able to see every single piece of my body. It's this like art form where you put this package together for the last year, and you hope to do better than the next person that has put this package together all year and is doing just as hard as you are. And it's this competitive nature that really helps us, that it's amazing.
Cool. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Glad you remembered.
Is the one thing
I know, I can't believe I left the mic on that time. I'm like, no wonder. I'm like, why is it so loud? I can't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't
Because you're
want
supposed to always hear that loud. I'm like, what happened?
I didn't want to. Like when I realized it, I was like,
Oh man, sometimes
But I don't want
that
to
still
say
happen.
That's fine. It's rolling on,
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this?
That's the thing about things
When
being
they told us
live.
that
Yeah.
we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have
That's
saved
the
us.
countdown for when it's done.
They take care of our housing.
okay,
They
yeah.
take care of our
The
food.
commercial.
In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
If you could give a child a safe place to go to after school, would you? What about helping kids get better grades and go to college? Or give them the time to explore new worlds and discover hidden talents? You can help. We all can. By showing support of the after-school programs in America today. 15 million children are alone after school. Help give them a place to go. Go to afterschoolalliance.org to find a light on after-school event in your community. A public service message from After School Alliance and WPMD on the net, where people make a difference.
What do the Dave Clark Five, Frankie Lane, Sammy Hagar, the Jarmels, Kelly Clarkson, and Buck Owens have in common? You'll hear music from all of them in the WPMD Oldies Jukebox. From the biggest names in music to one-hit wonders, from hard rock to easy listening, from R&B to C&W, from the early
I always
50s
ask my guests this
to
question,
almost
but you're
today.
young right
It's
now.
a musical
So I ask,
mosaic that you won't find
what's-
anywhere on your
where do
radio,
you see
your
yourself at
satellite receiver,
retirement?
or anywhere else
That's
on the
fine.
net.
All right.
There are thousands and thousands and thousands of titles in our jukebox, all of them there because of our one and
I'm
only
29.
rule. If you
These
heard
are
it on
still
the radio,
questions that,
you'll hear it on the
know,
WPMD Oldies
should be
Jukebox.
answering. So,
Weekends
yeah.
on WPMD on the net, where people make a difference.
And welcome back to the Falcon Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Rob Flores, here at Cerritos College at WPMD Studios, where people make a difference. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Falcon Spotlight is also available on Facebook, the fan page, Cerritos College Falcon Spotlight. And, of course, you can email me at robert06flores@gmail.com, and you can look for the YouTube videos by looking up Cerritos College Falcon Spotlight. Yes, this is plug time. So, actually, how can people reach out to you?
Oh, me? Sorry. So basically, I own a gym at in Lynwood. Lynwood is just off the 710 and like Martin Luther King area. So I own a gym, and it's actually inside of the Lynwood School District. So we're called Lynwood School of Strength, and you could reach us on Facebook. Just type in Lynwood School of Strength or LynwoodSchoolOfStrength.la. So not .com, Lynwood School of Strength. It's SchoolOfStrength.la. SchoolOfStrength.la.
Now, before we get into Lynwood School of Strength, tell me, where do you see yourself? Because I always ask my guests this question. Where do you see yourself after retirement?
So, we were talking about this, and I'm young, so I'm 29 years old, but I think it's important to talk about retirement because, this is what we work our entire lives towards, is like hoping that we have some free time at the end of our lives where we could do what we like, right? But we don't think about doing what we like as what we do, as our career. So, obviously, I can't be as physical till I'm 130, but I can try. So for the most part, I don't really see myself retiring because I am doing what I love to do, and that is helping people. So whether or not I do this in a physical capacity of being a personal trainer or owning a gym and helping other people reach fitness goals, I do see myself dying helping somebody in some capacity, whether that might be even in like public service or just in some kind of nonprofit way as an administrator. I don't see myself stopping though,
Before you owned a gym, like, what were some things that you looked at before you wanted to go to a gym? Like, what are some things that you would suggest to look out for, like, that makes it like a good gym?
Can you explain again?
Like, what do you look for in like a gym? Like before you
okay.
owned a gym
I
and
get
stuff
it.
like that.
I get it. Okay, so like whenever I went to like LA Fitness or Bally's when it was around, I'd basically look for clean. You can't ask for re-racked weights because that's never gonna happen. But just a more a more clean facility, something that had a wide variety of options, or a place that, like, the community itself, the people that went there, were a little more like-minded, because, you know, you could have a couple people kind of start fighting you, you know, like, I've been to the gym a couple times and I've almost gotten into fights with people because they don't want to share things, they're being very greedy, they just, like, they're sitting on a, like, let's say a bench press, and they're texting for like 5 minutes, not doing anything. And I'm like, hey, are you done? And they, like, get all defensive, and I'm like, well, you're not working out. You're not doing anything, so at least can I work in? And then it's just like, meet me in the back and I'll F you up or something like that, you know? So, you know, preferably I try to stick to places that I feel safe. Some people who are a little more intimidated obviously might want to go to, like, a more of a starter gym, like maybe Planet Fitness or something like that. But everybody has their spot, you know, and go somewhere where you could feel comfortable, like every so often, like going on a regular basis. Because if you aren't comfortable going to the gym, and the gym is hard, it's difficult. I don't know. Do you go to the gym?
No, I'm chubby.
Right.
I'm fluffy like, what is it, Gabriel Iglesias?
Okay. So, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't go to the gym, you know, and myself, if I wasn't in the line of work, I probably wouldn't work out in a gym too, you know. So I'm certain a lot of people don't feel comfortable in the gym, but if the gym itself, the environment doesn't make you feel comfortable, then, you know, it's going to be even harder. So look for a place that you could have a good support system, and, you know, if you have to, go to a gym like mine. So we have trainers that will help you, that we have, like, a community of people that are all on the same page.
And tell me how it came to be your gym.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, in high school I was very anti-authoritarian. You know, I didn't like people telling me what to do. When I was in the military, that stuff didn't change very much either. You know, I didn't like people telling me what to do, even though I had to listen to what people told me to do. But I quickly, like, became a subject matter expert when I was in the gym, in the military, and because of that, I became the boss very quickly, you know, and I led people and I helped people out, and, you know, because of my, like, go get 'em attitude, my anti-authoritarianness turned into leadership. And when I got out of the military, it was easy for me to become a personal trainer because nobody told me what to do. It was me kind of running my own business, even though I was an employee of Bally's or LA Fitness or whatever, you know. But because I was business-minded as well, I didn't want to give somebody half of my paycheck, you know. So I decided to go off on my own, become a personal trainer on my own, and slowly but surely, you know, I did the whole park training thing. You know, I trained a couple people. Those couple people told their friends. A group of people in the park became a larger group of people. People would walk around this large group of people working out, and then they'd get interested, and they'd come in and work out with me, and then slowly but surely, 10 people became 20 people, became 30 people, became 40 people, and became a business that I was able to sustain. And from there, I wanted more in the sense of what I could offer my clients. and I opened up with a partner that I had, a gym in Montebello. The gym's called Fit from the Ground Up, and my partner at the time was Christine, and we kind of helped each other, and we grew professionally, and it was a great experience. And after about a year, just partnerships tend to dissolve sometimes. Visions become different, and she went her way and I went my way, and so Fit from the Ground Up is still there, and I decided to go off on my own, and from there kind of floated around from program to program. Was at a gym in Cudahy for a little while, and that didn't work out because it just didn't mesh with my philosophy of training, and after a little while I decided to ask one of my my friends about if Lynwood had any kind of way of fitness training in the community, and I really wanted to give back to my community. And I talked to the board members and some of the like the superintendent, and asked if there was any way of maybe utilizing the school gym like the Lynwood High School gym, and that pretty much didn't work out. And I had a lot of equipment, so I ended up kind of donating all of my equipment to the Lynwood High School, and they loved it. So that kind of gave me a little bit of an in, and they started kind of helping me out, and they decided to kind of put me as the head of their wellness program. So I help with training teachers and janitors and food service workers of the Lynwood School District, and also my clients as well. So it's a pretty neat relationship, and I try to give back as much to my community as possible at the same time. So I'm kind of living the dream here, I'm helping Lynwood be fitter, healthier. I'm giving back to my community, helping the teachers, a lot of the teachers that have helped me, in the past. I trained some of the teachers that have inspired me in my youth, and I'm loving it,
Cool. We are down to our last few minutes. But I always ask my guests this question too. What would you like your legacy to be? If someone just met you just once, what do you hope they take out of who you are, what you want them to remember?
I think about this a lot because, legacy is something that everybody talks about, and I don't know, I actually want to be forgotten, It's kind of, I guess it's kind of interesting, but this is my reasoning. Number one, when I die, I don't want anybody to mourn for me, right? I don't want people to feel sorry that I'm gone and feel like they have to live up to something I stood for. I want to be a tiny little speck, completely forgotten 100%, because the people that I teach and I help, those people I want to be the ones that might be remembered, or further on a legacy that isn't beholden to Ruben Cervantes or any of that. I want the people that learn from me to continue maybe some of the philosophies, but improve upon them and become better, and not have to live up to my name in any way. And I'm not the best, and I never will be.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here on the Falcon Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this episode of Falcon Spotlight. Until next time, folks.
Bye.